The Hot Ones. What are they really? In this video I'll help explain the history, a brief history of the Hot Ones, how they started, and how they became popular once again in today's market. Alright, before we get to the Hot Ones, let's take a little history lesson through the Hot Wheels design of the wheels. Now, back in the 60s, late 60s, they developed the cars which would have an independent suspension for all four tires. Whether it be the US, that had 4 individual wires, or Hong Kong, which was 1 individual wire that was wrapped around to give each wheel independence from itself to help with speed. It would give a little bit of a bounce to help with tracks, boosters, just to give it a little bit more oomph so it wasn't just a hard shock. Now, with the times, they had to reduce some of these features, so going into the 70s, they developed this plastic tab. This became a straight axle through the wheels, but still had an independent suspension to the front and rear wheels. It would give it a little bit of a bounce, like I said, to help with the tracks. Then in the later part, when the red lines were slowly but surely being phased out, they got rid of the suspension altogether and gave it a straight axle, no suspension whatsoever, on a plastic base, and then they eventually just phased out the red lines completely, giving us the black walls. Same, no suspension. But that would change with the introduction of the Hot Ones. Alright, in 1982 through 1986, Hot Wheels released a series known as the Hot Ones. They were called lightning fast, non-powered die-cast metal racers. Now this, of course, is not an original one. It's one of the new ones, but it gives you an idea of what the package looked like back in the day. Having a little slogan, lightning fast, non-powered die-cast metal racers, like I just said, and it gave the model name. Now, what made them so fast was the wheels and axles. Now, the gold hub is just an aesthetic touch. They gave it, chrome as well. But it's just like today's Fast and Evers, given a special design on the wheel to kind of signify it from regular cars. But what made them special was the axles. They were a thinner gauge of metal than its Blackwall counterpart, which used a thicker metal and did not give it really any suspension. But these ones had a bit of suspension, so they could kind of, take bounces in a little bit better, kind of like a real car, kind of like the original red lines. Now, they were also offered in promotional baggies, like this Fiero and Camaro. These were serial cars. They were also available in certain gas stations, like like Circle K, 7-Eleven, that provided gas for a car. You get so much gas, you get a car. Or some came in special track sets, like this Firebird. Now, these are some of the these I've found are a few of the popular castings: Thunderbird Stalker, the Murata Stalker, Murata Stalker. I'm gonna go with that. The 300ZX, the Pontiac Fiero, Camaro Z28, another 300ZX, Mountain Dew Stalker or Racing Stalker, depending on which version you find, and the front-running Fairmount. Vermont. If I mispronounced it, I'm sorry. And those are some of the cars. They had, like I said, track sets. They had 6-pack sets, 4-packs, or they were in a 3-pack set as a special edition car. And that is the 80s versions of the cars. They also did come back in different segments through the late 90s, or the mid 90s as well. Then they've kind of just slowly fizzled out to the other wheels. Maybe production, maybe it was just their time. So that is to look at the 80s, probably about early 90s set of the Hot One. And now we come to 2011's release of the Hot Ones. Now they took some of the original castings from back in the day, and they did add in a few new ones, but they've retooled a bunch of old ones as well to really bring the popularity of these cars. And they also added in a twist, as you can see from 3 of these cars. They were given chases that had either white or red lettering around the wheels that says the Hot Ones. Now I've never opened one of these yet, so I do not know if it's got the same technology of having a thinner metal axle to them, or if they're just the same axles that they've been used for last 30 some odd years, or if they're a plated nickel as the Fast and Evers are today. It's really hard to tell since they're unpackaged, and I just don't feel like opening them up at the moment. Maybe if I come across a duplicate of another one, I will crack it open and see. But until that point, they're going to stay in the package. But it just gives you an idea of the nostalgia feel. And instead of just going with the Hot One wheels, which people were hoping that they would do, they actually broke it up and they've used other wheels that were never seen in the original Hot Ones, like the basic black wall, and even today's modern 5-spoke wheels. They've also brought back the construction wheel, and yeah, I think that's the construction wheel has been brought back from the dead as well, which I really wish they'd used for the Baja, because these kind of make it, look like it's a stock van, and it's supposed to be an off-road truck van. Other than that, they are a nice collection, depending on where you're getting them. They range from about $2 to about $4, depending on exactly where you're finding them. Regular retail stores will have them for under $2. Other stores, such as AutoZone, will have them for about $4 more or less. So depending on where you're at in your region, you can find them. If you can, pick 1 or 2 of them up. They're a real nice little conversation piece to have. I mean, you're bound to find a car from maybe your childhood or maybe your parents' childhood, because they have brought back a couple of old Redline era wheat cars, like the Porsche 917. So you might find one that suits your taste. And kind of like what Great Race Scoop says, collect what you like. If you're in the Beetles or Volkswagens, they have a couple of Volkswagens. If you're in the Fords, they have plenty of Fords. If you're in the Chevrolet, plenty of Chevrolet. Other makes and models, they have those. They have some of the fantasy cars, like the Zombot, Redline eras. So if you want that nostalgia feel of having an original Redline type of car, but just don't have the means, these are the way to go. So I hope you like my little quick videos on the Hot Ones and some of the collectors out there. If you look, you can still find some of these original ones, carded, loose, baggy. They're still floating out there, so keep your eye out for them. And if Hot Wheels are looking at this video, the race cars, come on. I know a bunch of us collectors would love to see these old stock cars that were part of the original Hot Ones make an epic return to the lineup, or even ones that were from the Redline era. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have any questions? Feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a like. If not, thanks for at least watching. Have a good day, everybody. See you around. Bye-bye.